Time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Out of Nowhere. My special guest today is Richard McClandish. Richard is a 63-year-old disabled veteran. He served in the army for 6 years before being honorably discharged. Richard is a retired percussionist who's played with many stars on tour. He's wrote music for Atlantic Records, which has been put on hold. He enjoys catfishing, metal detecting, and being in the wood. When he's not riding his Harley with his wife, Diane, Richard has been researching Bigfoot and other paranormal entities for over 50 years. Can we please welcome Richard to the show? Hello there.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
How are you, my good friend?
Oh, pretty good, Bob, and thank you for having me on your show.
How did it all start for you getting involved with Bigfoot?
Well, it started when I was 10 years old, believe it or not. And at the time, I was adopted, and so I didn't have lines in the town at the time. So this one kid across the street, he was about 7 years older than me, and at the time, and he said, we hung out, and he said, "Hey, you got to come and hear this." I said, "What? Hey, what is it?" And he said, I don't know. He said, "You just got to come and hear this." I said, "Okay." And so I went out there with him, and we got out on the railroad tracks, and we walked outside of the town to the trestle. And at the time, it was all thick forest at the time, at my age. And he climbed up onto the trestle bridge and slid down to that big sandstone pillar the bridge sets on above the creek. And we sat there, and I said, "So what now?" And his name was Rusty. And I said, "Well, what now, Rusty?" And he said, "Go just sit here and be quiet." And I said, "Okay." And we sat there for, I don't know, 3-4 hours. My hind end's getting lead, and when I told him, I said, "Hey, what's going on?" He said, "Man, just be quiet." He said, "I'm telling you." And it wasn't long after that, you could hear it from the distance, way up the creek, branches snapping, and you heard like a moan, growl type of thing. And I looked at him, I said, "What is that?" And he said, "Shut up, just listen." I go, "Okay, whatever." And whatever this thing was, it was huge, and it crashed to the edge of the trees there by the creek, and then you heard a gigantic splash. And I was like, "Wow, that sounded like a cow being thrown into the creek." And we didn't know what it was. And we sat there, and then we didn't hear anything after that for a while. And then he goes, "All right, let's go." And we got up off the trestle and ran back into the town. And this happened off and on for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. We'd hear this thing. We didn't know what it was. And then when we had our job there working at the feed mill at the time, we got a little job on the side where they would, the feed mill would, getting the dust off the conveyors and stuff. They'd pay us, at the end of the day, they give us a bottle of pop and a bag of peanuts for doing it. And, but we'd hear them old men in there talking. They was in there cackling away. And that one old feller said, "Hey, Clarence, is that old Howler up your way?" Me and Rusty looked at each other. "Howler? What, he's talking some kind of mad dog or something? Big dog?" We didn't know. And so we didn't take heed to it. So it was just one of them stories, old Howler. And the next thing you know, down the road, Rusty came up, and this was about, I don't know, at the age of going on 12 years old. He said, "Hey, there's this other place I got to take you to." And of course, like I said, he's 7 years older than me, almost 10 years older than me. And
Oh my God.
he had his other friends to hang around with. And next thing you know, he says, "You got to see this place." I said, "Okay, where's it at?" And he goes, "It's in Logan." I went, "Oh, Logan?" I go, "Man, that's miles and miles away from here." And he said, "Well, I know it." He said, "We're going to have to ride the bicycles out there." And I went, "Oh, Lord, okay. It's that important." So we rode out there on the bicycles, and he was correct. When I first saw this place, Bob, it was Hallmark pictures wherever you looked. Hallmark. It's we called it. He called it the people he was with at the time. They called it the pit, and it's deep down into this up this mountain, down into this valley, and then the earth opens up to a big hole, and there's like two big twin falls there, and it's just beautiful. And it's got ancient. Yeah, it's got ancient sandstone steps carved into the sandstone down outside. It's just ancient. And we was down there, and he said, "Yeah," he said, "the people I'm with, they're saying they're hearing weird sounds down here." So I just figured, we'll just come and check it out. But we never spent the night there. And way before it even got dusk, we was already hauling back to the town on the bicycles. And but then I thought, okay, I said, well, the day I wanted to go, it was a good time went by, and Rusty, at that time I was 13, and I wanted to get down to the pit, and he already was gone for the weekend with these other fellers. And so I got on a bicycle and rode out down there. And as soon as I got down this, I usually took the creek back down this mountainside down to it. And when I got down there, there's like a jacuzzi, big open area where you can, like a big jacuzzi pool into the big massive rocks, like a big bathtub there before you get to the fall. I climbed down in it, and as I'm coming up the other side, as soon as my eyes cut across the falls, I saw it. Is this giant beast. It was right across the falls from me. It's probably, I don't know, 30 yards at the most, or 30, 35 at the most, across from me. Giant. And all I saw was from a half of him, because there's this because the trees down there are 400 years old. These trees are massive down in there, and he's standing by. You can see half of him, but only just up to where his waist is almost. And you could tell he was
huge,
over 10 foot. It was just giant, but he was facing away from me, and I thought, oh my Lord! I got down in that little tub thing. And I was just, heart racing. And then what I know now, what I didn't know then, was they knew I was there. That was the thing. But but I once I saw that, Bob, for the first time, once I saw this critter, my life just changed. Even to the point where I was getting bad grades in school. So I had to get back out there and see this thing again. I was just like a rabid dog broke off the chain, he's a tri-state dog now. And, but no, I just had to see this thing. And then all of a sudden throughout the years, it cost me good friendships. And then later on, it cost me my first marriage. And then later on after that, it cost me more dear friendships. And
oh my God.
But the whole time, Bob, me and Rusty at the time, we made a pact with one another that this stuff or whatever I collect throughout time is not meant for the public. It was just for me and Rusty and our close friends.
Yeah.
And nothing else. Because we looked at it at the time, as a hobby. We're going out looking for this critter, and it's like, hey, it's fun to go do, and kind of could be dangerous. You don't know what the thing's going to do.
No, you don't.
well, what I call it's like a manimal. It's like a man animal, and believe it or not, Bob, as I was doing this, I mean, I never told anybody besides me and Rusty. I never told anybody, even the people I went on tour with in music, the people I grew up and went to school with, and my bandmates, my military brothers. I never talked about that to nobody, just until about almost 8 years ago. A picture leaked out. Somebody saw it, and they wanted me to prove it and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not. This is my hobby. I mean, I don't have nothing really to prove. This is just me. This is, and then, so I went on ahead and said, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and I'll get a booth and I'll set this stuff up and I'll take it to festivals and I will present my research evidence to the public and let them decide. And that's all that I'm doing now. That in the beginning, this stuff, what I've captured, is just unbelievable. And like I said, when I was out looking for the Bigfoot, because I'm a soul Bigfooter.
Yeah.
But when I'm out there looking, and plus I've been taught wood talk, and that helped me throughout the years, locating. But it's just the, it's hard to explain in some ways, but
I bet it is. Do you think, Richard, some people are chosen to see these creatures?
I don't know. There, some of the people that kind of know me, they're like calling me some kind of a crypto magnet. And it's like, I just shake my head because, like I'm a Bigfooter, but they classify him into as the crypto. But when I go looking for that thing, I'm seeing other critters that it's not supposed to be there by any means. It's just like boom, oh, there it is, like a freak of nature. You see this thing, and it goes beyond everything that you believe. That's real out there. I mean, yeah, when I was over in Europe, and stuff, I'm a big Frankenstein werewolf fan, and but you wouldn't think one of them critters was real. And I've seen tracks out there. I mean, I've poured the round, big giant canine track. I don't know what, and then I see these human foot type with claws. And when I go to take my stuff out to the public, my main focus is not so much the people see the pictures of the Bigfoot and the dogman critter I got and whatever, that thing they call it, the Nosqua. I'm really focusing on them. I want them to look at the tracks, because there's tracks that I have poured that I don't know what they are, Bob. I have no idea. I mean, I could assume that, well, maybe that's the critter that made that, but I don't know, because I have ran across that dogman thing 3 times. And I don't know if my wife sent this to you or not, Bob. I've got live videos of the dogman coming to the front door of our cabin.
Oh my God.
And 3 I got 3 actually videos of it. And like on other pods I've talked to, and when this thing came around, Bob, it was I marked it on my calendar here. See, you see it says 2018.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah.
Well, this is how many days this thing came to our cabin, and it picked at the windows. It's breathing is so powerful. When it snorted, trying to breathe under the door, it blew snow up onto the hardwood floor inside the cabin. It slashed both of our trees and took a frontal bite out of another, and it's been on the roof. And like I said, but this is how many days you can see on this calendar. This is January going in, and all these days, as you can see them, that's January. That's January. There's February.
Oh my God!
There's February, and here's March. That's how many days this thing had messed with me until it took off and hadn't been back. So at the time I was thinking, is this thing, is he calling me out, or is this thing saying get out? But I held my ground. I stayed there, and every time he'd be picking at something at a window or the door or something else, I would run to that area. This thing had you going all over the inside of that cabin. And, I'm kind of laughing about it now, but I wasn't then. This thing put the fear in you. But every time you go to put the camera up, where he's focused, that's where he comes in at, he avoids it. He'll start coming in from the other direction. And then when I put 3 cameras out, you can see in the shadow, he's going around, but he will not break that barrier, it seems like, between light and day. But out of those 3 months, Bob, I counted 66 days in total that he has been messed with me at the cabin. And out of those 66 days, I was only able to capture him on film 3 times. And I just got lucky, I think. And but when you see on the picture where I had the camera set up, it's facing toward where the steps go up the side, but the camera is facing toward near our back door and the back end of our neighbor's camper over there, and you can see his shadow of the wolf's head on the back of his camper. And then when he comes to step out, then his shadow comes on the ground in front of you, and you can see it when he stands there. You can see his tail go up and down. You can see his hawk legs, and he's turning and he's doing something at our front door. I don't know what he's doing. He's sniffing or checking it out. And just as he's leaving, just when you think he's leaving, you can look up at the top left, and it peeks its whole head around the corner and looks at the camera and takes off.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
How did your wife take it at that time?
Believe it or not, Bob, my wife didn't come down to the cabin a lot. I solely went down to our cabin a few years back to write music for Atlantic at the time. To be away, total solace. I'm in a cabin. I'm in the middle of this. Well, at the time, there was nobody in there during the winter. Nobody. So they closed it down. I'm the only one in the middle of it, and I'm right there at the National Forest. Right there. It's just, it was bliss. and like I said, it got ruined a lot because this thing kept it showed up, and not only that, other things that I've captured have showed up that it just defies what you're looking at, Bob.
I can imagine so. Steph's in chat room. She just said, Richard, is there any platforms that we can watch your videos on?
If you can log on to it, we have a private Facebook group called Ohio Cryptid Researcher. Not researchers, researcher. And we just ask people to answer 3 questions, and then, we invite you on our
log in.
Yeah, and but me, I'm a dinosaur. I got just an old flip phone. I don't even want that new technology. That's how dinosaur I am. If it wasn't for my wife on this laptop, I wouldn't be speaking to you now because I grew up without this technology, and I'm going to die without it because I use old equipment out in the field. I think that's what helps me when I collect this stuff because one of the cameras that I use is a Sony High 8, and it's a 560. It has the High 8 tapes with it, and and I just use old school, and that's what I've used all these years, and well, it seems to work for me, but I noticed one thing about that Bigfoot critter. I've set a microphone out, and hours later, you can hear something come up from a distance. I mean, you can hear it, and it's heavy. It's coming up, and now we're talking a microphone that I have buried under the leaves, out in the middle of damn nowhere, and whatever came out there in the middle of the night, I mean, this is hours after we've left. Something came up, walked right up to that microphone, and stopped. You can hear it come from a distance, and it's walking, and it stops, and then you're listening, and you never hear it go away. The only thing that you hear from that point on is us coming in the next day to retrieve the microphone. You don't hear it walk away.
They're very intelligent creatures then, Richard.
What's that?
Very, very intelligent creatures.
Oh, yes, indeed. Very, very intelligent. And that's why, I mean, the stuff that I do, I'm no means a expert or professional. It's a hobby of mine. And like I said, things got leaked out, and they wanted me the public wanted to see this stuff. And I mean, if you can,
Richard, you're one of the many few people what keeps it to yourself.
Yes, I strictly, and everybody knew that when it first came out. It was like, Richard, you never said. I said, well, I'm sorry. They go, but we love Bigfoot. I said, yeah, you might, but I said, this was it's just for, I kept a promise to an individual that now he's passed on, and I've kept that promise. And it's but now I just take the research evidence out, and when the public looks at it, I'm not out there to make them believe or tell them to believe what I have on this table. You, as a public, I want you to tell me what you think you're looking at here. I said, because all this research evidence that I have collected in all these decades is to show you what's in your backyard here in the National Forest. Now, you either believe me or you don't. And that's not for me to decide. It's like you spend enough time out there alone. Like when I go out, I don't have no fires. I don't have no food. I ain't got no cooler. It's like I got me and my two guys. We're in ghillie suits, and we got a 45 tucked in our belt. That's just for a crazy fool that you run into maybe out there, not for anything else. We're in a ghillie suit and a 10-foot staff. And that's just in case old black bear come up and want to sniff around you and poke at him, we don't have any problems with that. But
I know.
I told people.
Diane sent me some photos. I'll show you. There. I can show it there. Look.
Yeah, that critter right there. That's down in the pit. I was down there, by the creek, knelt down, and I kept hearing this noise behind me. Well, I kept turning around. I look, and I go, "Was that a raccoon over there or something?" But that's all I heard, and it kept getting a little louder, and then finally I said, "Well, I'm just going to take my tablet and I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of my chest, and I'm going to stand up and turn around and take a snapshot." And when I did, I didn't even look what was out in front of me. When I stood up and turned around, I took a snapshot, and then right there, 35 yards across the creek, you can see it in the picture, there's this dogman critter thing stands up and standing over there looking right at me. I just, in a minute, I was stunned, but something kept me, just keep on turning. I just kept on turning around, and I laid down on the ground, and I couldn't get it. I didn't have my 45. I had my Bowie with me, and I reached down, and I put my hand on my Bowie, and I thought, okay, here it comes. I'm going to end up on the milk carton right here. And, but then again, I didn't hear nothing. And when I turned around, it was gone. I didn't even hear it leave. Now, there's only, how could it have left? Because above me is like a 35, 40 foot cliff edge up there. Yeah. Now, unless he leaped up there, I don't know, but I didn't hear no sound. I didn't hear nothing. I did not hear anything.
There's another one there, Richard. Another photo.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's that. Yeah, he's another one. And you know, what's weird is, Bob, is the pictures that I got of these dogman critter things, they're not the same. Now, when you look at when you're out in the forest, you're in the woods, and you're looking around, you're going, okay, well, there's a coyote. Okay. You can go across the county. Okay, well, there's a coyote.
Yeah.
And there's a rabbit there. You see a rabbit. Well, this dogman critter thing, I've got 3 different types of these things that I've captured. 3 different types. Some got a no tail. Some has a tail. Some have them dog legs. Some of them's got them human legs. And it's like, some's got longer muzzle. Some's got shorter muzzle. Some's got wider muzzle. Some of them got ears. Some of them, well, one of them didn't. Unless you had them folded back, it didn't. Usually they're, like big Christmas trees, big tall Christmas tree. But no. And like I said, I've got pictures of these things. I got video of these things. I got audio of these things. I got tracks of these things.
I'm going to say,
but it's not the same one.
I think we've got one there, a track.
Yeah, that's it's another one. That's that right there. I thought, I've been telling the public, about, seeing a Bigfoot, and everybody talks about, they got claws and fingers. No, they don't. That's another one that I saw, seen. And, but I got to go back because I had to tell the public I had captured this thing, what they call a Genosqua. I don't know. But this thing, I captured it live on video. It stepped off a road. There's another part of the story to that, but it stepped off to the road. And when it started to stand up, it almost hit its head on a security light.
Oh, God.
And when I zoomed up to it, as it raised its head up, it saw me on my deck looking way over there at him. And when it saw me, it went like that. It showed me its fangs, Bob. When I looked at it, as soon as he zoomed up to see him, as soon as he raised his face up and he saw me, he went like showed me his fangs. And I bolted back. I bolted back into our cabin. I put the camera back up on the window, and I got the AK-47, and I sat right in the middle of the camper, right in the middle of the floor, in the chair, waiting for this thing. But again, that track is like it's a Bigfoot track, but it's got claws on the end of it. Not like the regular Bigfoot, just with the toes. This thing had the Christmas tree claws on the end of it.
Right.
Which tells me that I said, man, now we got that thing out here. What is this thing? Because in the pictures that I got, you're not going to believe this, but you'll have to see it. I'll have my wife send you a picture. It's got like the face of a female lion type. Really weird, but massive. I had the person from the History Channel out at our place to go authenticate the video to look at the height.
Yeah.
And we measured it off at 13 feet, 5 inches tall.
Oh, my God.
That's how tall.
That is tall.
Yeah. It's like a Bigfoot, but it's not. And then I've got another picture of what they call the Ohio Howler. And that one there, Bob, is the one that it about gave me a heart attack at my age. Like I said, I was not really expecting to see that. He's his hair or fur or whatever you want to call it is the most beautiful I've ever seen on a critter. It had all the colors of all the forest, the fall leaves, everything just blended in 100%. And it had the dark clay face, deep inset eyes, but he had a pointy nose like our nose, but a little longer and pointy, and it tilted up just a hair. And you can see the long nostril, and he's got that wide mouth, but his hair on the top of his head just slopes down past his shoulders, and it's just I again captured that critter and right there at the end of January, going into February, freezing rain. I was on this. I went to go on this investigation, and when I did, it led me to that investigation because this guy said he had something on his property. So I went, and what was weird about that was the first guy said that he said that I said, what did it look like? And he said, well, big, black, and long, clumpy hair. And I go, well, that was a Bigfoot. I said, you had a Bigfoot here. And you can see where it went through. But then his buddy pulled in, and these guys were like in their 80s. And he said, well, you tell him what you got up there. And I said, you got something too? And he said, yeah. He said, it sounded like an old siren. Yeah, there's that dogman critter. Yeah. That's that dogman critter. It's
yeah, good photo.
Yeah. I said, what is your opinion on dogman and Bigfoot? Are they interdimensional or flesh and blood? Well, what I've seen is just like you saw, like a wolf, a big giant dog standing up, flesh and blood is what I saw. When I turned, I was looking in the area, and I kept looking back, looking around. Not that I heard anything. It's just when I turned, I was like, you freeze just like it's just like a rabbit. You're like, oh Lord, everything stops, and because you're looking at something that shouldn't be real, and you can tell the first thing that catches your eyes is the size of his hand. At least that did for me. Oh Lord, look at the size of his hand. And then I went back on his face. I couldn't take my eyes off its eyes, but in his mouth. But it kind of rose his lip up a little bit, like he's going to show me his teeth. But then he stuck his head up in the air and sniffed and turned and bolted off. I don't know. That was really weird for me because, like I said,
Stephanie just said, do you think they're interdimensional?
I don't know. Now down here in Hocking County, here in Ohio, Hocking Hills, I myself have never witnessed anything like a portal or anything that's interdimensional. Or what I saw, and is what when I see it, and it's clear enough for me to take a picture. I'm going to try to get a picture before I end up on a milk carton, but I try to capture exactly what I'm looking at, and because I don't want to try to post something out that's pixelated and all blurry that you can't tell what it is. But to me, it looked like this thing lost its, like it got, I don't know, maybe dimensional. It looked like he got dropped off, and he's looking, and he's trying to get his bearing on where he's going.
There's another one there, Richard. Another photo.
There's the Bigfoot. Yeah. Again, we got the big ones here for some reason. I guess they say that Ohio has the largest, and the most aggressive Bigfoot in Ohio. I don't know, like I've never had any of them really aggressive at me.
No,
to tell you the truth. No. Now I did pour a 24-inch track, an alpha male, and when I went after it was starting to hard, it was standing in the tree line over there, which I didn't see him at the time. And the next thing you know, I went to pull the track out, or before I pulled the track out, it did a ground burst at me. From like the mid chest down to about my knees. It's just like a I can't explain it, right? It's like a big exhale, like that, but it wasn't a growl but it traveled over 40 yards and it hit me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I immediately reached down, I grabbed that track and ripped it right out of the ground, took off with it. But when I did that, I broke the pinky toe off when I took off. And I thought, well, I'll just come back. I'll come back next day. I'm not going to go back there right now. I'll go back next day. And when I did, now this was like, temperature was like 17 degrees outside. It was still cold, real cold. And when I went to retrieve it, Bob, you wouldn't expect anything to go out there and take a piece of hydrocal that's about that big and that wide, a white piece just out in the middle of daggum nowhere, and take that. What that thing, when it saw me doing what I was doing over there, after I pulled that and took off, it came over to check out what I was doing. And when he saw that down there, he said, well, I bet that, what is that or whatever? And he pulled that out of the ground. I bet he's like, well, this is important to him. I'll bet, because these critters are intelligent. And I bet he was thinking that he'll be back for this. Because he took that with him. So this is pieces left. He'll be back for that. Well, I went back and it was gone and never did get it.
Going to show you this other photo. You can tell us what that is.
That's where it took a frontal bite. That dogman critter, 8 feet up, took a frontal bite right deep into the white meat of that tree. Yep. That's the bite mark where he took. And
oh my God.
Did you grab that human foot with the claw thing out there?
Yeah, it looks like a foot or something, doesn't it?
I can't really see it because there's a little glare on that side. I can't see what it is.
Yeah. I'll try that again. There.
Yeah, that's no, the human foot with the 4 claws. Yeah, that one there is I captured on my flip phone this what they call is a horse neck type of dog man. And I caught the shadow of him going across the front of me, and that's the track that thing left.
Oh my God!
That's the track. That's his.
I'll stick it up again so people can see it again. There.
Yeah. That's where he won. I think it's where he sliced. I can't tell. Sliced the tree. No,
that's
that
it.
One.
I'll get it again.
And the human foot with the 4 claws.
I'm trying to find it.
And
there.
Yeah. And like I said, that's again, this thing's like 9-10 foot tall. It comes right behind me, and I had the sliding glass door open my feet out on the steps. And here's something, Bob. If anybody could tell me, this is what I was talking about. Okay, about identifying some. Can somebody tell me what this is? Because right here it is. What makes a track?
Oh my God!
That? What makes a track like that?
That's massive. Right, 2, 3, massive.
What? Yeah, what makes a track like that, Bob?
No idea at all.
Well, you can.
That is ginormous.
I mean, there it is. I mean, I'm trying to get it as best I can for the people that can see this.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see it.
Just like I bring it up closer, all the way up. It's like go all the way down so you can see. You can see this thing.
Yeah.
And here's another one. Can anybody tell me what critter this come from? We'll start with the heel. I hope it ain't glaring. Okay,
Yeah.
like there.
Oh my God. You can see
Now,
that. What makes that?
Yeah. Can you see that?
I can see it. Yeah.
What type of critter makes that? And you can see
You can see the ends of it.
You can see how long the claws are. There's my finger.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
They're almost 2.5 inches long. See, I'll back up some.
Very strange animal. Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Clear as day.
What makes that? And then, where's that street ball thing? And then I got, yeah, like I said, wait till you see this one, Bob. What makes that track, Bob?
Oh God! Laura,
you see that? How big? There's my hand. The claws is 3 inches long.
Oh my, yeah.
You can see that, and what was that on? And Kane Michaels, he poured this one. Well, when I asked him, I said, "Hey, I'm going to this pit, and I need some backup. I need some eyes." I said, "Because this is a dangerous place." I said, "I'm tracking this cryptid," and but here's the track that I poured.
What the hell is that?
And here's the thing: it has the pad, but it has a human foot part that went with it. This was stepped on a rock. I couldn't get this part.
Oh, right. So it was like a human foot with them on the end of it.
Yeah, and you're like your fingers are 3 inches long. We'll turn sideways. You can see the claws. What? You know that's not a fruit nut. You know it's not a fruit nut and berry eater.
When you took these, were these all in the same place where you go?
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I
just makes you wonder what is in that place. Are they all different sorts of creatures?
Yeah, because we're adjacent here with 1 million acres, Bob, of national forest and state park. Everything's like anything can hide in there. But I only do 3 counties. I only do Perry County, Fairfield, and Hocking County.
Hocking County.
But now I've been focused in on Fairfield, going into Hocking, more in Hocking, because where I've been trying to follow the Bigfoot, he's been going from the mountaintops off the ridges down to the flats. I'm going from the flats and following the creeks is what he's doing right now. He's in the creeks.
When you see these creatures, what time of is it in winter time or autumn time or in summertime when you see these creatures?
To me, I mean, this is me where I'm at. They don't seem to have any set time, Bob. Spring, summer, winter, fall. I've got pictures of that dogman critter in the winter. I got him in a hot summer, just like the Bigfoot. It's just I know the Bigfoot down here. He usually they don't really live in one area. They move. They only stay for like maybe 3 or 4 days at the most, and then they tear up their nest and move on. Because of I think because of encroachment, human.
Yeah.
Because I tell people, I go, just try it once. Just take, run out there in the forest, and we'll put a GoPro on a 360 degrees around you and take all your clothes off, and you stay out here for, let's say, a week and try to stay away from people. Okay. I mean, you got birders, mushroomers, ginsengers, you got them all out there. So it'd be kind of hard not to get your bare hind end on a picture out there. Somebody will see you. So, they're masters of camouflage. Yeah.
How do you think they manage to keep it away from people?
What's that?
How do you think they manage to keep away from people?
Well, they're, like I said, they're master camouflagers. Because on that Ohio howler thing, like I said before, he stood in front of me and stopped, Bob, on a live high 8, 10 feet in front of me. He's standing on an 8-foot drop-off ledger. Over 4 foot of him is sticking up when he walks, and he stops right in front of me, Bob, and he's looking down at that old farmhouse way down there, and like a statue. But like I said, his fur, hair, whatever it was, about an inch at the end of his hair was translucent. I could see it through the sticks. You could see through it. And when the cloud went over the sun, he went from bright multicolors down to like a black and white TV scene. No color whatsoever. He blended in with all the dead stuff, the dark grays. But as soon as the cloud went out a little bit, he just started lit up like a Christmas tree. Right there in front of me, I'm watching, and he stood there, Bob, for 3 hours or more. He burnt the rest of the tape up. And what was weird, what was terrifying me was I kept hearing this sound, and I'm going, what is that sound? I'm like, I got this beast 10 feet in front of me. And when I saw his lips move, I went, oh, this thing is sucking air through his teeth, Bob. He's tasting the air. He's not breathing. He's sucking and tasting the air.
Do you think he could smell you then?
No, I don't think he did. Or unless I was hoping that he wasn't going, because he's 10 feet in front of me on an 8-foot drop-off ledger, and I'm laying completely on my back, dug into this area where it's got the logs and the briars and stuff, and I got the camera in my crotch, aiming outward, and my heart's just racing. I'm like, just go away, and this thing just stood there, and I was just petrified. I thought, I'm not coming home on this one, because I could just see what would happen if it known that I got the drop on him. He could have turned around, just put both hands up and pummel me right into the earth right there. Because you're talking something 12 foot tall, rather. Yeah, a beast. And I never saw him, never saw it again after that. But I got the recording of him. But that just tells you there was like 2 of them, different ones. The first investigation I went on, the guy, that one old feller said that it was, I told him it was a Bigfoot because of the long, clumpy black hair. But when the other guy said that what he heard out there was an old siren, and I'm going, now, wait a minute. Now, is that the Ohio howler here? Because last thing I know about him, he's down along the Ohio River. He ain't all the way up this way. And,
Right.
And sure enough, I captured the Ohio howl 4 times, and now I've captured the critter live. And it's like, again, where are these things coming from? I've looked for dogman dens, relentless, Bob. I don't see anything.
I'm going to say, where do you think they live then? Do you think they live in caves?
They possibly could. I mean, there's enough abandoned mines down in this territory all the way miles away from here, abandoned. Some shafts shut off, this, that, and the other. And who knows? And plus, we got old man's caves, that's down there in Hawking, where our cabin is. And and you got Cantwell Cliffs, Rock House, you got all that down there, and it's all big tourist places. Yeah, so where the glaciers went through. So, but I've yet to find one. But when I do, it's like I'm hoping that I'm hoping to find a den, but I'm not going to hope what I'm going to probably find. If it is a real one, I'm probably not going to hope to find what I'm going to find in it. When they got these missing people's reports, and then all of a sudden you found their belongings in there or whatever not of somebody's loved one that they don't know anything, no trace of them. So,
yeah,
unfortunately,
I understand that.
Yeah. And because like I tell my guys, we're not out there looking for Harry and the Hendersons. This thing is, you don't know what this critter's going to do. He might bluff charge you.
Yeah.
But that's what I told my guys. I said, if you want the best interaction that you want with one of them critters, is don't have any fires, and I know not to do no tree knocks. That makes them mad. That's the reason why when people, now this is just me, I don't care what anybody else does out there, but when people I've known, they done that tree knocks and they done that whoops, he just done messed up. You made them mad, because what they don't understand, this is me after 50 years of hearing them, dealing with them. I tried that knock once, and buddy, that set off alarm bells. They came right down there. That was a no-no situation, because I've noticed in time that there's a specific tone and a specific pitch when them powerful knocks are being done. I'm a percussionist. I'm an ex-percussionist. I know.
Yeah.
When you hear that specific, that sound, you're like, oh, yeah, a specific tone and a pitch. And another one comes back about the same. But the Bigfoot knows, somebody go, oh, let me tree knock. And they take a big stick and they hit the tree. And they're like, as intelligent that they are, they're probably thinking, well, there's that dumb human again. Interrupted our phone call or our talking here, it seems like. But that's what I've noticed, Bob. And people had fires.
Have you heard them talking to each other?
No. Now I'll have my wife see if I can get this stuff to you, because a lot of times I try to send stuff. They say, oh, the file's too big. Well, it's a computer. Cram it in there and send it.
Yeah, it is.
It don't work that way. And but I've got growls, Bob, from the Bigfoot right outside of our cabin. I've got written down of the lengths of the growls. Some of them are 5 seconds, some of them are 11 seconds, and the longest ones I've counted was 27 seconds, 27 point whatever, long.
Right.
I mean, the growl is just off the planet on dBs. And it's like when they're growling, you hear them going row, row, row type of thing. It's like a growl talk outside there. And the recording is just crystal clear, just rattle you, and you're like, is that like a growl talk or something? But you'd hear a short one, a medium one, and a short, and you hear a little longer one, and a couple medium ones, and then a short, and then you hear a long one. It's just like, yeah. And then I got that dog man critter. He does a total different call. It's like a burst, a short burst, like roar. It's like it's not like I can't mimic it, but not like a Bigfoot. No. It's powerful, but it's short. And I've got recordings of that I could send to you too, Bob.
Oh yes, please.
There's just so much stuff that I have captured, Bob, that you haven't seen or you haven't heard yet. It's just, and everybody's like, oh, how is it possible that one person is able to collect this much data and research? I mean, I've got pictures of the dog man. I got 3 different kinds. I got a picture of the Ohio grass man. I got a picture of the Bigfoot. I got a live video of Genosqua. I got a live video of the Ohio howler. And then I got another picture of this son. It looks like a Bigfoot. He's got a little pointed little head, but he's got these little ears sticking out on the side, but he's got the same height, the same girth as the Bigfoot, but his face kind of slopes downward a little bit. But you're talking five beastie things here. And I'm just a Bigfooter. And that's what I'm running into.
Wow. I know you talked about something like it looked like a lion.
Yeah, that Genosqua thing or whatever they call him. Like I said, I don't know how much time I got. I'll look it up here. See if I can pull a picture up. I don't know where these things are coming from, and I have searched and to believe it or not, Bob, I hired a skeptic on my team from the public. I said, you got to come out here and see this. I believe it or not, I have, I have done everything that the public has asked me to do, Bob. Like when they say, "Oh, well, show me a picture." Okay, here's your picture.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, here's some audio and here's some video. And oh, by the way, here's some tracks that go along with that. And it's like, how much research evidence besides that gun body, Bob, how much does a person need to show?
Yeah. To verify.
And what hurts it, Bob, is the people that do the fake stuff.
Oh,
when they get busted out there for making it a hoax, Bob, all that does is hurt people like us, real researchers that are trying to put this together to show people the real evidence. You get these hosters, that's fine. We'll get on a separate channel and just have fake stuff, okay? Just stay away from our stuff because it makes it. Because when I'm out in the public area, I have some people walk up and they go, "Oh, well, that's fake," and that's what you make your own decisions. But it hurts. It hurts us.
It will do.
I'll show you.
Great listening to your experiences, Richard. You're enthusiastic, brings it all out to life.
Can you see that picture? Well, if I turn away from it's too glary, but
yeah.
Can you see that? Or kind of, I can't, trying to shade it to where, but anyway, right here's this right here.
Right.
That's the roof line of this guy's place. And down here would be the door where the door opens up. Okay.
Yeah.
Where the roof line is right here.
Right.
Well, when you look at up here's the top of that critter's head.
Right.
And you can see where his shoulders come down on one side and one down the other. But when I hold it back, I can't. Well, anyway, I'll see if I can get a different one. I'll turn this up, maybe. Or turn it down. I don't know if you can. Well, like I said, that's that critter there. I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
Right here is right there's the bottom of his chin. Right in here is where he had his mouth open, his fangs, and because of the glare of the light, right there is his one eye. His other eye would be over here, but his face come down.
Yeah.
Like I said, and then, well, let me see here. Yeah. I'll show you this. This here is the picture that I got. It's what they call the Ohio grass man. I don't know if you could. I wish you could see this.
Yeah, it's glary a little bit. Because of TV. It's because of monitor.
Yeah. I'll have to send them to you. But yeah, it's like I said.
Yeah, if you send them to me, I'll get them printed now.
Yeah, I can't believe I do the tabs. But like I said, wait till you see these, Bob. You're just play one
of the audios. But I'm glad you're carrying on what you're doing and enjoying it.
Yes. And like I said, it's a hobby. I have not. I mean, if people want to see this, okay, fine. And I also tell the people, I'm willing. I take anybody with me that wants to go to these places. I will put you right where that dog man was standing. I'll put you where that Bigfoot was. I'll put you right there. And maybe if you're with me or we're out there, maybe you might get a picture or something, or we're usually running, probably, hopefully not. Or I've had people with me that started crying and wanted to leave immediately, scared to death. We call them 18 squealers. When they go. But yeah, to look at something that you're standing there looking at him, he's looking at you, and you're looking at folklores and legends. And I'm like, I'm sorry, other people, that you're not seeing this, but I'm sorry you're not here, but I'm witnessing this and I'm filming it and I'm taking pictures of it. And it's like, and still almost that's not good enough for the public, but I'm trying. I'm not going to shoot and kill one because, that's just the way it is.
Exactly.
Because, like I said, if a man knew where he lived, he'd have a crosshair on him. Somebody's going to bring a body back. Man would have to kill it. And that's a shame.
Oh, that's a shame, that is.
Yeah, they have to kill something to get a body in, but then they can leave it alone.
Do you think the government have got one then?
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they got just about everything else out there. Just like it's like all the scandals we got going on now. I mean, just because we got scandals in politics, this and hey, buddy, it's the whole realm here. They have you got to look at some of the people out there find abandoned military underground labs around. And you got to know what they're doing because they're gurneys. That is not for animals. Those are people gurneys. So somebody's doing experiments and it's abandoned.
Yes.
So like I said, it's just, and then the Hitler regime and all that other stuff where they wanted to try to mix the DNA with animals and humans and do whatever they're trying to create. I don't know. There's a big dark side to a lot of the stuff. And like I said, I just want to go out in the field and capture as much as I can, Bob, on this. And because to me, it's like historical. It's just to be there, just to see this, just to, knowingly that I know wood talk from the Indians.
Yeah, I was going to say the Native American Indians talk about it as a legend. It's been going for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
and they've bartered with them. They've given them food, and they've given the Indians food. Yeah,
they had they called them one of the tribes. They called them stick people because they made the stick symbols on the ground. But actually, the symbols are some of them are directional markers, and some of them are directional pictographs. Actually, because they'll have a symbol on the ground that the longest stick usually is pointing, that's on that symbol is usually the direction where it's at. And if it's like a 2 sticks with one big leaning this way and a rock, well, that means there's a dwelling, there's a house that direction with one occupant living there. And usually if you see it and there's a couple stones in there, that means there's a family there.
Right.
And if there's one that's a long stick with 2 sticks or one stick on each end, like an X form, that means there's a dog there too. They have a dog. So they try to avoid dogs. They don't like dogs because it gives away their when they're trying to be sneaky when they're coming through. The dogs can smell them. So that's usually why a lot of times they come through and they do that that sound to get dogs a barking and see which ones are come off the chain and which ain't, so where they can go around an area. And like I said, they're very intelligent. And like I said, I'm not a know-it-all or not to be a one to know-it-all. This is what I've learned and what I've studied in 50 years out there. And I'm still, I still like to see other people's stuff. But mostly I want somebody to recognize these these tracks that I have here. If somebody has seen these somewhere else or
amazing. Some of them tracks you've got are amazing. What kind of other creatures are out there? Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about no, I didn't believe it, but I saw this video a couple years back that I again, Bob, I didn't believe in that stuff. But when I heard this one old lady at the campground, she goes, Richard, I'm going to tell you this. She goes, I never even told my husband this, but he'd think I'm crazy, but I saw a fairy. I go, you what? She goes, oh, I saw a fairy. And I go, oh, okay. Being nice with her. Well, her best friend said she saw one too. Well, the next thing you know, it kind of got out and they made both of them sit at two different tables and draw what they saw. And it was the same thing. And then a few years later, this guy comes up. He was at this camp, sitting right in front of his campfire, like 3 feet away from it. And he picks it up and he goes, here, Richard, I want to show you this. He goes, I never showed anybody. This guy that he had there, he said he won't show nobody, but he showed me. And he lifts up his phone. He goes, I told you, here it comes. Nobody would believe me, but here it comes. And you can see it coming through the distance and through the trees. When it went around the tree, it had this like a blue shiny this to it, like a little ball. But it was a bigger ball. But when it went by the tree, you could see the light off of it when it went around by the tree. And it came up. It didn't even, you could see it. It didn't even look at him. It was concentrating on that campfire. It didn't fly around fast or anything. It just flew around it kind of slow, check it out. And it went around this way and checked it out. But this wasn't no little thing. This thing was about a foot tall, Bob. Oh, this thing was about a foot tall. And then it went right back into it. And I thought, man, I ought not to saw that. I mean, because this is before AI, And I'm going, how
can that be real?
I'm like, man, I've seen enough stuff, and I've got pictures of alien craft that are so sharp up and close. I got them to where they look like this, the pointed lights, the single lights of it, where it goes from this to where it went straight like that, to where it turned like that, and then it went into like a J-like shape to paranormal ghost apparitions, full blown, coming through the trees, where you can see where it's partial skeletal, and then you can see where he starts getting or his facial features, and then the clothes. On the one, you can see where he's wearing a bowler hat. Now, that's got to be 1930s.
Oh,
he was wearing a bowler hat. Yeah. So, but I don't know what to do with all that other stuff, Bob. Now, if you know any of the paranormal fellers that's into that group,
I do.
Tell them to contact me.
I will do. I will do.
Yeah, that and anything else. I'm strictly a Bigfooter, but now out there, what else is going to come up on you? Or you
just don't know.
Am I going to have to take a case with me of adult man panties, or what? you just don't know. Be scared to death of what's going to come up on you.
Just don't know where. You just got to be prepared and ready.
Yeah, just but like me, all you see is pitch blackness. You can see the moonlight, whatever, but you got your 10-foot staff. Anything up bigger than a standing bear, well, you're on your own. I hope it's not hungry or got an attitude. But that's all I do. I'm just trying to show the public what I have captured, whether they believe it or not. It's the most extraordinary critters I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Amazing.
I
Just amazing what you've seen.
Yeah, and try to explain it to people that don't think you're nuts. And it's like, well, here's the picture. I'm not telling you the story. I'm showing you the picture here of this thing, or the video, or the audio, or tracks of this. And it's, I don't know, Bob. What do you do?
No, you'll have to send us some of them photos. I'll have a look.
Yeah, I'll send you howls, growls, more pictures of some of the and this isn't no blurry stuff. You don't even have to blow it up to look. This is right in your face. It's just clear, and this is before AI, and it's on high 8. So it's like I said, you can't manipulate or fake or anything with this. You can't. And
that's true, Richard. I'll have to get you back on again sometime in the future, because you've got lots more to tell me. I know you.
Yes, quite a lot of stuff, Bob. Believe it or not, yeah.
Because that hour's good. Well, it's an hour and 10 minutes now. But so thank you for the amazing stories you've been telling me, and you know the listeners are saying what a great guy Richard is. Yeah,
I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm only trying to put out the facts, not no mockumentary or anything like that. And like I said, I have special thanks to my partner Larry Ramsey and Dave Levering for being on my team. And this is our logo. I don't know if you can see our logo or not.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, it's High Cryptid Researcher, and it's got the Bigfoot walking the dog man on a chain. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on the show, Bob. It's been great, and
thank you.
Yes,
I know Steph just said in chat room, brilliant guest, Bob. Please get him on again.
Well, good. I'd love to be on your show again. Yeah, and just to show pictures, whatever. And if people got a lot of questions, if I could answer them, I can do that, because there's a lot of people out there that they got a lot of questions, and we ain't got a lot of answers, but we got some. And,
yes, exactly. But I'll have a look in my diary. It may be sometime in May or June. I'll try and get you back on again.
Okay, Bob. Sure.
And if you send me some photos or everything, we can discuss that as well.
Yeah, along with audio files too. Hope we can get it sent.
Oh yeah, if you can, that would be great. I'll send you me email. Well, you got my email address now, so you can send it. Do it that way, probably might be better.
Yeah.
So thank you for Richard again. It's been a fascinating subject. I enjoy everything like that. I know Richard loves talking about it. And my guest on Friday is Les Durant on Friday. He's been on the show, but it's quite a couple of years ago since he last on the show. So I'm sure he's got lots more to tell me about what he's been up to since then. And thank you to Richard. And thank you to everybody in the chat room as usual. For the questions as well. Good night and God bless.